is our global mall. I want to click this and share this with you real quickly. We just launched some very exciting stores within the global mall, and you're getting to hear about some of that today from one of our master trainers. And I just want you to know that how cool some of this stuff is, and it talks about it right here on what commission you're going to be paid on your personal purchases. And so it's very exciting, and you all should have received an email to understand how that works. If you have questions about it, then we'll answer those questions for you. But I wanted to share that with you real briefly before we get started into sharing some of the stories. Next thing is we're constantly going to be adding new stores to the mall. That's just part of what we're doing. We've got hundreds of them coming, out there that we're working on. I will not tell you the name brand that we just got a thumbs up from, that I'm going to save as a surprise, because this one is a big one. This is one that I believe that if we haven't got enough validation to you that we are actually the real deal, this one's going to do that for you. So you better stay tuned. Know for the next rollout of the new exciting mall that's actually going to hit. I'm super excited about it because I buy from there all the time. So I'm super excited about it. But I just want you to know that the opportunities are just going to become endless opportunities, and just get more and more exciting as time goes on. So I just want you to know that and to understand that. Now, I wanted to read this to you because this came from one of the founders as to some of the questions that people are having about the mall. Let me get to it here. This is a statement from one of our founders. We are a gateway to brands. Understand our relationship with these brands. These are just relationships. We're just starting out, and this is a gateway to those brands. Once you're on site and you start to interact with that brand, you are in their website. We don't have control of what's happening in their website. We're just bringing the brands to you in one conglomerate area. Very simple distribution of these particular products. Their site requirements are up to them. We can't do anything about that. Our network is paid a commission, and we run that commission up the TBS is how it works. It's that simple. And so help you understand what I mean by that. Some people have messaged and said, what's this extra fee for this grocery store that I'm going to shop in? Because they charge a membership fee. Well, that's how they make money, is off their membership fee. If Nike decided to say, hey, I'm going to charge you $5 for everything you buy online, you're still going to buy online. That's just how it works. They're in control. It's not us, all right? So we want you to understand that. We just try to find brands and products and services and things that are going to benefit you, and we're simply the gateway to that in one hub, one location. Because yes, people say, well, I could go to GoPro and get the same price. Absolutely you can. But here's the thing you can't get from GoPro is paid a commission on your own purchases and on the purchases of others purchasing. They're not going to do that. I love John Johnson shared a story, and maybe I'll have John share that here today with you guys. So be prepared, John, is that if you had a grocery cart full of products and services inside of Costco and you're pushing it up to the counter, I mean, what if you got paid on everything, not only just that you bought, you kind of do at Costco because they give cash back, right? But they don't pay you on everybody you refer to Costco. That's the difference. So that's what sets us apart. It isn't that you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars right now inside the global mall, although we just had one of our vendors tell us they already are loving the volume that we're running through them, and they're already talking about phase 2. Phase 2 means deeper discounts. When deeper discounts come, not only do you get paid more money, but you start to save more than you can buy it somewhere else, even on their own website. You guys follow me? That's how it works. So just stay tuned for that to come here very shortly, because as we're continuing to grow this thing. Upcoming events we've got. We've actually changed a little bit of the format for just a temporary basis, since we're all quarantined in our houses and we're about ready to blow our tops. We want to actually make it even more exciting for you guys. So here's what we're doing. We're actually going to be doing our next event this Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is only going to be around an hour long. It's not going to be, maybe a little bit longer than an hour. So I'm not going to give you exactly what it'll be, but it'll be right around there. But it'll be at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. In order to register for this, you no longer need to go to Eventbrite. All we want you to do is go to rNetwork.live, scroll down, click on the global event, register one time. You're going to register one time and receive a reminder of every global event that we put on from this point forward. How exciting is that? You don't need to go find the link. It's going to send you the link. It's going to remind you and all that stuff. So I don't have to do any of that stuff for you. So that should help you out big time. The last thing I want to mention to you is this. Again, this is the last little thing as far as corporate is concerned. We are in preparation of our training modules, like I mentioned to you before. We are calling it the 7-day boost. What that is when somebody signs up in the business, they're going to be sent an email to welcome them to the company by Mr. Trent Walker, our CEO. Then he's going to encourage them to click the button below to get started. They click it and it takes them to the 7-day boost. Inside the 7-day boost, it's a series of video training and PDFs that they can literally go through step by step on teaching them how to actually duplicate themselves and their teams on how to become cash flow positive within 7 days. That's what it's all about. And when you see it, you're going to be super excited and I think super proud about what you can offer to your brand new people coming on your team. Now, with that said, we're going to be sending out an email to the entire field because we want all of you to go through it so that you know what to expect and what your people are going to expect to see also. It will be a site, a website that you literally can go back to over and over and over again and relearn or train or whatever you want to do there. But it's very simple process that we put in place that I think you'll be very excited about, along with new videos and other things that are going into it. We're really close to rolling it out. You'll be seeing that very shortly. So I just wanted to end on that. Okay, so with that said, I've asked Ed Terranova to share. He was sharing something very exciting, and I thought this would be a prime time for him to share his excitement, enthusiasm, and what he was just able to witness here just shortly. So about the Global Mall. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ed.
Hey, Dave, thanks. And so, you know, I've been looking at all the stores and going through them, and obviously there's some stores there that are attractive. And so one of my new guys who's just getting started, my friend Thel, he and I were talking, and he wanted to explain to him what this TCR was and what's all that about. And I explained to him that 25% of whatever the commissionable value is goes back to the person who made the purchase. He said, "You mean I made money today?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I bought a couple of things." Later on that day, we were doing a three-way call, and he started bragging to that guy, "I actually got paid today. I actually made money today." I think it's so cool that people could come in and shop and get some great deals. And one of the things, Dave, that I was sharing with you is I really think we should do a store of the week and incentivize people. Hey, go shopping in that store, and if you see anything in there that you like, buy it and tell you a story. And I was looking at one store today, which is a Hallelujah Diet, and I saw in there they had a getting started package that had a whole bunch of products in it that looked really cool. And then they had stuff for people who had diabetics, stuff who had arthritis, people who have Crohn's disease. It just had so many great packages. And I think it would be awesome to incentivize people to go shopping, submit their story, and maybe give away, maybe give away some swag. Maybe give them a hat, maybe just for submitting their story and getting chosen for the week. So if we could have a store for the week and a story for the week on people going shopping in our global mall, I think that would be awesome.
All right. So you're asking for somebody to get swag if they share their story.
Not if they share their story. If they're the story that's selected to be featured every week.
Oh, gotcha.
Since we're doing these calls, since we're doing these events out every Thursday night, yeah, I think everybody should go look at, and maybe even submit a store that you would like to see featured as the store of the week.
Yeah.
And I really think we need to focus on our product and become products of the product and be talking about that. And that one store pays 4 to 14%, or 4 to 12% on those products. And when we start getting paid on that stuff, 5-6 weeks down the road, I think it's going to cause a lot of excitement.
That's awesome. I love the idea. And I think that's definitely something we need to do. We need to get some swag out there. I mean, we need to get some swag on people, right? We got to get that stuff sitting on people's bodies and on their heads, their hats, whatever it might be. So John Stahl, I know John Stahl has actually also had an experience inside the Global Mall, and I'll have John Stahl just share his experience and what he experienced.
Hey, Dave, let me tell you something. Imagine if you could, right? I mean, the Global Shopping Mall, which is just an absolute incredible experience. I vote that we get the R swag on there. Okay. I tell you, that's one way that you're really going to get people, you know, rocking and rolling. And you know what? Shame on you with that anticipation. I mean, you know, one that actually has our insomnia, and now all of a sudden you want to go ahead and throw that on? I mean, come on now. But anyway, you know, I'm all about buying a product, you know, and becoming a product of the product. And so when I kept hearing about the Global Mall, let me tell you something, that added our insomnia 10 times, right? And so I'm a big, big collector of timepieces. I love timepieces. So I said, you know what? When I'm on stage, when I'm talking to people, the best thing that I can do is actually brag about what I was able to buy from our Global Shopping Mall. So I went ahead and took a look at Overstock.com, right? And I came across an incredible watch, right? And let me tell you something, this came, and for me, it's all about the presentation, right? But when it comes to the Global Mall, it's also about the experience, right? So I came across this watch, and it was what? $465. Now, I went in through our Global Mall and came up with this unbelievable, beautiful watch. It's a metallic blue, right? The comments and everything that I'm getting is, guess what? This is my introduction to the rNetwork, because you too can get it. Neat thing. I had an incredible experience, and my price, you know, to my door was $63. In closing, let me tell you something. I love the experience. It's part of my story. This has really become my my calling card. But when this thing becomes contagious, and it will, watch what happens. That's you.
Wow. That's awesome, you guys. I got to tell you this is that, you know, every time somebody purchases anything, whether it's for the Global Mall, whether they saved, and Ed bought his watch, he's wanting to show you his. So, anytime somebody purchases something right from the mall, you're becoming a product of the product, and it gives you something to talk about, right? And in fact, I was just on today looking through Thrive. I don't know if you guys have looked into that Thrive Market, but I'm very much into organic and those types of things. And I was just placing my order today, putting it into the shopping cart. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" "Nothing." Just kidding. But I'm just ordering up a bunch of stuff out of there because I really think and feel that if you're a product of the product, that it becomes so much easier to share the opportunity with other people, right? And that's what it's really all about. And by the way, I do have to actually comment, somebody in the comments said this, is I called her D and her name is Di. So, I'm sorry, D. No, I'm sorry, Di, but I will start calling you the right name. So I appreciate that. John Johnson, I wanted him to share with you guys. I loved his analogy of what he shared today with us on our leadership call. John, can you stop eating for a second and actually help these guys see your vision?
Oh, I'm done eating. I'm over here.
Share with the field what you were sharing with me earlier. I love the analogy of what you did, and I don't give it 2 bits. So share that, will you?
Okay, so when we talk about what we've got in front of us, right? And I ask everybody this question when I have a prospect in front of me or whatever it may be. I ask them a couple questions, and the first setup question I say is, hey, if Costco, because a lot of us shop at Costco, said if they paid you to refer people to Shopco via every time they purchase something, they give you a commission, would you refer people? And I said, of course I would. I said, okay, great. So let me ask you a second question. Would you get so offended at Costco if they came to you and said, you know what, I will also pay you on the people they refer and the people they refer and they refer? Will you stop paying your membership fee every month, losing out on all of your benefits, your savings and everything, because they're going to offer you that? And then when I look at the prospect, I say, you got to understand, I'm offering you the same thing, so why would you tell me no? So I said, imagine taking a grocery cart and filling it up with all these different items, pulling up to the register, and every time you hear it ring, it rings up, you see those dollar signs, you know you're making a commission on every single one of those products. I said, that's what you're doing at our network. I said, it's no different than that. I said, except for it's at a larger scale because we actually have more items in our virtual warehouse than they have in their physical warehouse. So you're actually getting a better deal. That's the analogy I like to use.
Good stuff. Dave, you're muted.
Sorry. I didn't want to interrupt him. So anyway, sorry about that, guys. Thanks, John, for sharing that. You know, it makes so much sense. And the thing is, you guys, is that what you have to start to realize is what you have your hands on, right? And I just wanted to just end the call with this, because we're trying to do a little more sweet, short, to the point call for you guys to be a little more effective. And there's enough calls going on. We don't want to be overdoing it, right? So, but I want to end on this call, and hopefully you've had an opportunity to review the email that we had sent out to you about the Global Mall and what TCR stands for that you see on the little pictures of everything. And that TCR is total commission range, right? That's what that means. And so that is the percentage. So when you look at it, and by the way, on Thrive Store and these that have a flat dollar amount, that's a one-time commission for subscribing to that service. Unfortunately, they don't have I don't want to call an affiliate, but they don't have that type of product where they can pay us, every time somebody's shopping in the mall, they can only pay it not in the mall, sorry, in that grocery store. They don't have there's not a big enough margin on the groceries they want to keep the savings down for people is what they're trying to do. So that, just keep in mind that when you're purchased through Thrive, for example, it's a one-time commission to you of that amount for subscribing. That's how that works. Everything else is, other than the 2 stores that do that, we really are trying to find things that every time you buy something from there, you're getting paid something, right? So whatever that percentage is, 25% of that amount is get paid to you directly. And then the 75% of that amount goes to the TBS. And so it's just very simple to understand. It shouldn't be that complicated. But if it is, please reach out to any of these leaders. They all know how it works and can explain it to you if need be. Ending on that, make sure you tune in to all of the calls that we have at night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Those are opportunity calls for you to plug into. Those are times for you to bring brand new prospects to take a look at this, even as their first view, or as their second or third or fourth time. But I just wanted to just make sure and acknowledge that all the hard work that goes into those calls from the leadership, that they put in tons of effort and time and energy of their own, away from their families, doing those calls for you, to make sure that you have an opportunity to bring people to those calls. Go get registered right now. Get your seats for this Thursday night. It's going to be off the charts. Another founder is going to be sharing some thoughts, but we have a different spin up this time for the type of event we're going to be putting on, so you don't want to miss it. It's going to be pretty cool. We'll have some a training topic that we'll train at the end of the day, end of the call, but in the beginning of it, you're going to hear an overview for brand new people with some testimonials, and then you'll hear from one of our founders, and then we end with the training topic. So that we're changing it up just a tiny bit, but it's for your benefit and for you to invite brand new people to come and get exposed. Another exposure to the opportunity. And last of all, I hope and pray that all of you are safe and that you're healthy and that you remain healthy through these times. We will get through these times. The country will be back on top again shortly, but we just have, it all comes and starts with us, right? So starts with us. And I love the business we're in because we can continue, even during these times, continue to build this opportunity. And always remember this, you guys, what you think about comes about. So if you change the way you look at things, the way you think about things, the things you're looking at are going to change. So just remember that and never forget that. And if you always change the way you think, you'll always have, you're going to have a better life, is just how I look at it. And so with that said, thank you guys. Thanks for everybody that tuned in today. And enough is enough. And so we'll have a great day and see you guys later.